Let me take you back in time when Alexander III of Macedon was born in July 356 BC. Alexander was born and raised in Pella, Macedonia. Alexander's father was King Philip II of Macedon, and his mother was Queen Olympias. While growing up, Alexander had a very wealthy childhood. Alexander was tutored by a great philosopher named Aristotle when he was 13. Alexander the Great is often understood to be the first statesman to attempt a universal state, owing in large part to his philosophical education under Aristotle. His father, King Philip, was known for being an energetic leader. His father started a systematic policy of expanding his kingdom. Philip was most known for his victory at Cheraneia in 338 BC. During this battle, Alexander commanded the Macedonian cavalry. At this time, he was only 18 years old. Alexander helped out his father Philip in defeating the Athenian and Theban armies at Cheraneia. King Philip was assassinated in 336 BC by one of his 7 bodyguards. This tragic event took place at Aigai, the capital of the Kingdom of Macedon. After this event, Alexander garnered the support of the Macedonian army and eliminated all of his enemies to become the king and leader of the Corinthian League. Alexander then went on to invade and conquer Egypt and Persia. Alexander's kingdom ranged from the Mediterranean to the border of India. In the next 12 years, Alex conquered almost the entire known world of his era. Alexander made use of his father's well-trained army, and he pushed the limits of Macedonia and Greek power to levels his father would never have imagined of. Alexander is most known for the Persian king Darius III. King Darius was known for having incredibly huge armies. Over 1 million Persians have taken the field against Alexander during 331 BC. Alexander was victorious in all 3 major battles against Darius. 2 out of the 3 altercations took place in Turkey, and the last altercation took place in Iraq. The first altercation occurred in 334 BC, when Alexander swept away Persian defense forces sent by Darius. The second altercation occurred in 333 BC, when Darius faced the invaders in person and suffered a devastating loss. The last altercation that occurred in Iraq in 331 BC ironically changed the course of history. Now that Alexander defeated the Persian Empire, he was able to remove the block that prevented the spread of Greek settlements into the east. Greek culture started to move into Western Asia and Western Asia up to the Mesopotamian frontier. This is, if not, one of the greatest historical achievements for Alexander. Alexander was invincible in both stages and all-out warfare. He was known for his speed and intelligence while in battle. He was very smart when it came to making strategies. Alexander would never dive right into while attacking other armies. He would always take his time and think about what possibilities might happen if he did not make the right decision. It took him almost 2 years to secure the coastal areas of Asia Minor and the Levant. Alexander didn't always have success in his battles. He had 3 setbacks during his time of error. The first setback was when his officers refused to march east. The second setback was when his Macedonian troops mutinied against the integration of Asian troops onto the ranks. The last setback was the loss of personnel in the Markham Desert because of the lack of food and water. We do not have a lot of details about Alexander's character, but we know he was an inspiring leader and a very brave soldier. He had no emotion towards anybody who opposed him. He did not take any disrespect from anybody, even if you were close to him. Alexander had an obsession with wine. Everybody knew he was a heavy drinker when it came to wine. There are many speculations on how Alexander passed away, but the most common theory was he was poisoned through his lovely wine.